what's going on, guys? Ray Yergs back here with another episode of the Third and Long Pick Six Show. Recap edition. Let's just get right to it. Make no excuses. 1-5 week this week. Very unprecedented of me. And we're just going to get better. Got to grind through this week and get up onto next week and see where we can pick some winners and get back on the winning track. 8-10 overall in the season. The losing week puts us very disappointing, I know. But we just grind. If you're not familiar, go follow me at The Real Ray Yergs on Twitter and on YouTube. All my content will be there. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. And please make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and hit that notification button so that way you get updated when a new episode drops. So with that being said, some key takeaways this week. Listen, Buffalo, Miami looked like that they were going to go over the total at the end of the first half, being a 14-14 tie. They were moving the ball up and down the field, and it looked like it was just going to be an offensive battle, but could not make it in the second half. It was kind of a dud in the second half. Miami prevailed, though. Good, kudos to them. They look really, really strong, and beating a very good Buffalo team at home is big on their part. And as I said in the preview video for the season, I like them to really challenge Buffalo in the AFC East. So we'll see how that plays out. But both teams still look really strong. Stay tuned towards the end of this video for my power rankings debut and see where they get placed in the power rankings. Let's say, I had the Chiefs. I really thought the Colts did not look good the first 2 weeks of the season. They looked atrocious, but that was a huge win at home for them against the Chiefs. I feel like that the Chiefs just kind of stepped down in play. I feel like that they put themselves at the Colts level, which is not very good of Andy Reid. But if you look at the past, they tend to, go towards their competition sometimes, especially against bad teams. And I do think the Colts are a really poor team right now, not so much a bad team, but they are a poor team. But big victory for the Colts. Listen, I'm a Colts fan, so I'm obviously glad that they won, but I'm also upset that they kind of lost because I had the Chiefs. But needless to say, that goes, don't bet against your own team. Chargers, not much to say about them there. They just are banged up on all sides of the ball, banged up on defense, banged up on offense. It's going to be tough to see where they go forward. So Keenan Allen is reported that he might be back this week, but Bosa looks like he could be out. So kind of a stay away for the Chargers going forward for me. But that leads me to my next question. Are the Jags for real? Doug Peterson has them really playing very well right now. 2-1, leading in their division. That is crazy to even think of at the moment. But they do look good. 2 big offensive weeks in a row against 2 really good teams. So they got to be liking what they're doing there. Trevor Lawrence, keep an eye on him going forward too. Listen, we knew he was good, but we'll see how he goes in his second year. So maybe Urban Meyer was really the curse there for that team, holding them back. But we'll see. Tampa Bay lost. They completely lost on offense. Not really sure where they're going. They've squeaked away with some victories of the last couple of weeks, but Green Bay tough for me to say where I think Green Bay might be headed, but I do like the 2 big wins coming off a week 1 loss. So they seem to be getting back on track. Listen, their defense is good, so I do like where they are. Big road victory for them, but both teams' offensive struggles continue. Not much of a very exciting game, so not too much more to say there. Be curious to see how Tom Brady reacts going forward with more reports about Giselle and him not being on the same page, seem like they're growing apart. So something to keep an eye on in Tampa Bay. Tennessee was that was the only victory of the week for me. with the home being a home dog, squeaked by with 2 points. But hey, we had +1.5, so didn't really matter. Raiders 0-3 start. Very, very odd to see them at 0-3, given they were hyped up big time over this, over the offseason. So, like to see what happens with them going forward. Does McDaniels make it? I couldn't imagine him getting fired immediately. And now I'm never a big fan of that. You got to give the guy at least a season to 2 seasons to see where they're going. Pats going to be down the QB for a while, it looks like, and more trouble in paradise for those Patriot fans. Listen, where do the Patriots fans go? Where have they disappeared to? You don't see them anymore. It's because they're just bandwagon fans. It's plain and simple. Pats fans are just bandwagon fans. When they're winning, they're hurrah, yeah, sure, yeah. But realistically, reality has set in for them, and they have completely disappeared. Hoyer looks like he's going to resume quarterback position there. See how that goes. Will he be the savior for the Patriots and Bill Belichick? Will this be Bill Belichick's last season if it's a season that is not up to their caliber? Only time will tell there. Listen, given that the Lions are 1-2, they continue to look strong. They just can't seem to finish. And I love what they're doing. I would still keep an eye on them going forward. I like where they are. They could, they're playing really well on the offensive side of the ball. So, Campbell, he's a great head coach. Players want to play for him. So I can see what's going on there. Eagles, NFC favorite. Give me a couple more minutes. We'll get into my power rankings and see where they are. They look good being at 3-0. Defense, that is what is keeping them in big time. I mean, their offense looks great, but their defense wins championships. Another side note, primetime games, if you guys watch the primetime games, Sunday night, Monday Night Football, had to be the worst 2 primetime games I have ever witnessed, watched, turned on, or anything in years that I could even remember. Boring, no offense. It was just blah. It was just like, make me throw up and get this game over with. If you watched the Monday night game last night, you just noticed that Daniel Jones is the problem, and he is not an NFL type quarterback. He just isn't. He can't lead that team down the field in the fourth quarter. Those are the spots that you need to. He's had 1 game over 300 passing yards in the last 28 starts. That is not going to win football games. They need to do something at the quarterback position, and they need to do it fast. And as I said in the previous video last week, a recap, Cowboys have proven me wrong. If you listen to me, I said that they were going to struggle. They were going to be really bad on the offensive side of the ball, which they're not great. I did not think they were going to get many victories while Dak was gone, but I did say that the only thing that they would be able to, of how they would be able to win games, is their defense, and that's what's proven me wrong. Their defense is top 5. That is what's keeping them in ball games. They are playing tough to make sure that they don't lose. Now, with that being said, this week's power rankings, first week debut, as I said last week, I like to give it 3 weeks and debut my power rankings. We're going to do a top 5 and then some teams to watch on. So, number 1 overall in my power rankings are the Philadelphia Eagles, 3-0. They look completely rejuvenated from last season, taking that divisional victory, that playoff win, coming into this season. They look even better than they did last year, which is fantastic for Eagles fans. And I got them number 1 overall in the power rankings. They look terrific on the offense side of the ball, not making many mistakes. Defense is not giving up many points. That's what puts them at the number 1 spot. Number 2, the other undefeated team, the Dolphins. Number 2 in my power rankings, given that the Eagles and the Dolphins are both the last undefeated teams, but big victory for the Dolphins. playing extremely well football offensively. Tua is looking really good. He's continuing to grow and get stronger. We'll see how some of his injuries hold up going forward to see if that's going to play a factor as to how far he can take this team. But as of right now, they look really good. I love what they're doing. They get Tyreek Hill's helping them spread the field open, getting the balls, getting the wide receivers open more. Love what they're doing. Number 2 in the power rankings. Number 3, given the fact that they did just lose to the Dolphins, I like the Bills still to be in my number 5. I got them at number 3. They continue to prove, they've proved each week that they've been strong. They had a few mistakes, which led them to the loss against the Dolphins. So I can't fault them too much there. But I like what they're doing. I put them at number 3. Another team that has a bad loss, but to me, they should still be in the top 5, is the Chiefs, especially because of how well the offense played the first 2 weeks. I just think that they just played down to the Colts level this week. So I don't want to drop them out of the top 5 because of that loss, because there is a couple of other teams that I would consider putting above, putting into the top 5 at the number 4 position. But I like what the Chiefs are. Until they prove me wrong, I'm holding them at the number 4 spot. Number 5 for me is Green Bay, coming off a week 1 loss, big victories, at home against the Bears, on the road against Tampa Bay. So that puts them for number 5 for me. It was tough between Tampa Bay at number 6 for me. Even though I don't do top 10, but Tampa Bay would have been number 5 for me. But I like them they're just outside the top 5. Green Bay is at 5 for me. Real quick, some teams on the rise that I will continue to look at. Some teams to watch. Bears, pretty far down in the power rankings, but they look good at 2-1 right now. Let's not overlook them too much. They are playing pretty good. Fields is playing really well on the offensive side of the ball. He's moving the ball a lot, running the ball, and I like to see what they're doing. They're at 2-1, so we'll see where they are in the next couple of weeks to see if they can make themselves get into the top 10. I got them about 15, 16 in my power rankings right here. Jags, number 11. Watch out for them. Like what they're doing at 2-1. Big victories the last 2 weeks, so let's see if they can squeeze into the top 5 with another victory or 2. Last but not least, Denver. Let's see where they go. Ugly on the offensive side, don't get me wrong, completely ugly, but I like to see where they go. So, don't forget to tune in Saturday for week 4 picks. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Please like, subscribe. Go to my YouTube at The Real Ray Yergs. Follow me on Twitter at The Real Ray Yergs. Catch you next time.